Hi everyone, it's Anja here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are talking about the Virus Shawl. Now, over the last few weeks I have been working on this cotton Virus Shawl. I needed a project for when I was traveling, and this was ideal because it was just one ball of cotton. I am making this with a Scapious whirl, so this is another one that I have and that I might turn into a Virus Shawl as well. I have no idea just yet, but the one I'm working on is this one here, and I keep it in a project bag so it doesn't get untangled. And this one here is the Blueberry Bam Bam. So as you can see, it starts here from white and it will end here in dark blue. So I am really enjoying making this scarf, and this is not the first one I have made. I've made quite a few already, and once you get started, I'm just going to put this back so it doesn't get entangled. Once you get started, it's a system. So once you know what you're doing, you're flying through it basically. But also, if you stop working on it, you do still then can see what you've been doing, and it will remind you, the scarf itself will remind you of the pattern. Now obviously the pattern isn't mine, but there's no way of telling anymore who designed the first one. There are so many other patterns of the same thing out there. There's a lot of YouTubers as well, crochet specialist YouTubers who have done their own version of it. So I thought, well, what's stopping me sharing my tips and tricks with you on this particular pattern. So get ready for a tutorial on the Virus Shawl. As I have already started my project, I am going to show you using chunky yarn and a huge hook. Now the thing is, for my Virus Shawls, I like them to have a lacy look, so I've always used a bigger hook than what was prescribed for the wool that I was using. And for the cotton here, for the whirl, I am actually using a 4 because it is prescribed as a 3.5, 4. But I always have to go down in size, so I thought if I just stick with the 4, then it will be alright, and it is in fact fine. So I just want to show you using chunky yarn because I think that it might be easier for you to see what I am doing. And yeah, I don't know. Do you like me using chunky yarn? Because obviously I have already started my project. I don't want to start another and give myself even more work. Right, so you start with your slip knot. Then you are going to chain 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now it's just a way of showing you, obviously. Yours will be much finer. Right, so 10. Then we close the circle by going into the first chain again. I always pick up 2 and we do a slip stitch. There we go, that's what we have at the moment. Now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we are going to do 19 double crochets into the circle. Now I'm using American terms, and the first one here counts as my first double crochet, so that's why I'm doing 19, because we need 20. So you go into the circle, so yarn over, into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's a double crochet. So we are going to do that, and we need to create 19 of them. I will see you at the end of your 19. I have now done my 19 double crochets together with my chain. That means I have 20 double crochets in my circle, and what we are going to do is we are going to scoot them all to the same side. So using this chunky will show you actually that a scarf like that is, I believe anyway, is much nicer when it's a lacy effect. So this version will be quite stiff because of the type of wool, the type of acrylic yarn that I'm using, you know, the chunky. So it will show you quite clearly the difference as well when you make it in this kind of wool. So here we are. So this is our first row done. Now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn our work, and we are going to put a double crochet on top of each double crochet. But of course this chain here is coming out of this first one here, and that counts as that stitch's double crochet. So we go to the second one here, and again we are doing 19 double crochets. So 1 double crochet on top of each double crochet that we did earlier. So you have to make sure in the end that you have 20 V's. So when you get to the end, you will have to also place a double crochet into the chain that we did to start that first round. And we are almost there. There we go. And as you can see here, there's the chain. So don't forget to do one in there. Now, sometimes I can't get into it, so I just go there. I try not to do that. I do try and have a good go at trying to pick up the first leg, and there is the second leg of that V of that third chain. Yep, there we go. So I managed to pick up both legs of the V. So if we lay it down, that you will see that we have a half a circle with 20 double crochets, or 19 and the chain, and here again 19 double crochets and the chain. So again 20 V's on the outside of our work. Now we are going to start round 3. So insert our hook over there, and we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn our work, and we are going to chain 1, double crochet on top of the next stitch. So not this one, because obviously that is the one that the chain is coming out of. A double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, and the same thing all along the round. So chain 1, double crochet into the next stitch, and you will be making boxes is what I call these. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and you continue this way all along to the end of your round. I'll see you at the end of the round. I'm at the end of the round. I've just done my last chain. I yarned over, inserted, and I had to go into that chain again, so that wasn't so easy, but I found a way of doing it, so I managed to do that last double crochet. So this is the end of round 3, and you've got to make sure you maintain a reasonably straight line at the top of your work here, and this is going nicely like that. So now we are going to start row 4, And for this we need to do 10 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We turn our work and we are going to skip 1 chain, 1 double crochet, and we are going to place a single crochet around the chain space here. Okay, so now we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then same thing again. We are going to skip a double crochet, a chain and a double crochet, and we are going to put a single crochet in the next box. This is what I call the boxes. And so now we are skipping boxes each time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, skip, skip, skip into the next box. 1, 2. We are going to do this 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, and once again skip, skip, skip into the next box, and we do a single crochet. Okay, so this is what we have done now. Now we come to what is essentially the tip of our scarf. So it's only here that we are going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chains. We skip a box again and we insert with a single crochet around the next box, and then we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 again. Once again we skip a box and a single crochet in the next box. Okay, so this is where our tip of our scarf is going to be. This is one side, and now we have just started the next side. This is the only place where we do 2 chains of 7 next to each other. So don't forget, that's why you do those 2 chains of 7, because you need to keep doing those all along the scarf. Let's continue. So first we are going to do 3 lots of 4 chains, and each time we skip a box and we do a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip a box and a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip a box and a single crochet. And now we need to finish with a big loop here. Basically, we're always doing loops of 7 on the sides and in the tip of your scarf. We also do loops of 7 on the edge, but you also need to advance your scarf here. So we add 3 chains here, so making it 10, and here we chain 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and instead of doing the next 3, we need to end at the top here, so we do a double crochet. So you skip a chain and you go into that next chain and you do a double crochet, and that essentially is now your 10 chains, because that normally counts for 3, and that will be enough to continue your scarf along the edge in a straight manner. If your scarf is going like this, you might have forgotten to do that here. So your scarf, you should be able to see a straightish line. I mean, this is quite funny because I've never worked with yarn this thick for a Virus Shawl, so it's quite foreign to me. But this is what it should look like, you know, sort of a straightish line, and you will have your 2 chain 7s in the middle here. Okay, so we are now on to row 5. We are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to turn your work. And now we are going to place double crochets inside the arches. Now I'm calling these, as you know already, the boxes. These ones here are the boxes. These are what I call the arches. Okay, so I am going to do 9 double crochets because that's the, together with the chain, that will be then 10 double crochets into the arch. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And it's important that you always, when you've done them, just go back and count them. It's very important. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, because later on, in the next row, you need those 10. So now we are going to do a single crochet into the first small arch. Then we are going to chain 4. And we do a single crochet into the second arch, chain 4, single crochet into the third arch. So this time we've made 2 small arches. In the previous row we made 3, this time we made 2. Now we are ready to go and do our 10 double crochets in here and 10 double crochets in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And I just quickly 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. Then you go straight into the next arch and you do another 10. I guess we're nearly there. So let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, one more. And so we've started the second side of our scarf, so we do identical to the first side, single crochet into the first arch, 4 chain single crochet into the second arch, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a single crochet into the third arch, and 10 double crochets into the big arch. And guess what? I forgot to count again. Oh, 2, 4, 6, 8. So 2 more. 9 and 10. There we go. Okay. So this is one of the rows done. Okay. And as you can see, I've still got my line at the top going fairly straight, and I've got my tip coming down like so. Next round is going to be chain 3, turn, and now we are going to place the double crochets on top of the stitches. So not on that very first one, because that's where the chain is coming out of. So another 9 double crochets on top, picking up both loops of the V. If you tip it towards you, you will see that it's there. Doing your double crochets all along the double crochets of the previous round. And once again, I count them 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, just to make sure I've done them all. Then same thing as before, but this time we've only got 2 of those small arches. So we go in for our single crochet, chain 4 and a single crochet in the next arch. Okay, so we've gone from 3 to 2 to 1 arch, and we are ready to start doing the double crochets. So we are going to go into the top of that first double crochet that we did in the previous round, and make sure that is where you get started here and not on top of the single crochet that you did here. Okay, so on top of the double crochet, and you can check that of course by just counting how many you've done and making sure that once again you are doing 10 and then another 10 around the next big arch. So let's just count how far we are. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and here is my 10th one. And straight away we go on to the next arch. And we do another 10 double crochets. I'm quite enjoying doing this chunky version, although it does feel very chunky. If I was to make a scarf in this one, it would be a very warm one, I think. Okay, so this would then from here on would be another 10. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so this way we are once again creating that tip of our scarf, and we have now started the second side. So once again we do the same as we did on the other side. We do a single crochet in the first arch, 4 chains, a single crochet in the second arch, and we are ready to do our double crochets on this side here. Once again, not confusing that single crochet here, but going on the top of that first double crochet to do 10 double crochets around that big arch that we have here. And once again, making sure that you at the end count them to make sure that you might, not forget. Make sure you don't forget to do the one in the chain. Once you know what it looks like and you're used to it, you might not need to count, or you might know that it's there, but I still always count just to make sure that I am doing it correctly. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Voila, there we are. So now we are going to do the boxes again. So we've done here, if you think about it, we've done an arch first, then we went into the arch, then we went on top of the double crochets, then we made the boxes, and then we made more arches. So now we have done the arches, we went into the arches, we went on top of the arches, and now we're making boxes again. So while we do that, we create these mini arches, but we lose them. So 1, 2, 3, then we have 2, and now we have 1. So in the next round, we won't have any of those mini ones anymore. So let's get started. We are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You turn, then we are going to chain 1, and we are going to do a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, and that's how you continue. So in the end you will have 20 V's on this little bit here, but I am always still just counting them, and I just count double the double crochets that I was supposed to do in this round. So let's just have a look here. So I have my 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 double crochets here. Now I am going to just skip this one, so don't do anything here, no chain either, and I go straight into the first double crochet that we did on the next arch, and I do a double crochet, a chain, double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain, and so on. So you just keep going like this all along the scarf. Making sure, of course, that you do sort of like double the amount around these two here. So just keep going here and then skipping that little arch and then going on to the end there. I will see you at the end of this round. Okay, so I've done my round of boxes. As you can see, it's getting bigger, obviously, but also, I mean, doing it in chunky yarn, I should have used a much bigger hook to make it nice and flowy, the fabric. This is very stiff, so it shows you also, obviously doing this, that I like my Virus Shawl nice and flowy and lacy like this. I am going to have to block this because it's now scrunched up in a project bag, so I'm going to have to block it so it looks really nice like this, but obviously this is a completely different look, not one that I like, to be honest, but of course I am just using this to show you the technique, and I hope that by doing this, by you know, by showing you like this, it's easy for me to show you how to do it, and you will be able to remember it as well. So this is the system. We have the arches, we have the stitches in the arches, we have the stitches on top of the arches, and we have the boxes. So now we make again arches because arches go in boxes. Okay, so now we are doing arches. So that means we are chaining 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because it's the 7 plus the 3. We turn and we are going to skip a box and go into the next box and do a single crochet. If I can manage. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a box, into the next box, single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a box, into the next box, single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a box, into the next box, single crochet. And now you will see that there is like this here. Okay, that is going to be the location of another big arch, so another 7. So we've done our 3 small ones. We are now doing a big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are skipping a box, skipping this bit here, and skipping another box. We are going in to this box here. If you can't remember where you go in, make sure that it's symmetrical. So you've come out of this box here, you've got another box left, so make sure the first box is free and you're into the second box, just like on this side here. And this is what is going to keep happening. So the longer, the more rows you do, the more of these little places you will have to do your bigger arches. And so each time you've done your 3 small arches, there will be a location to do your big arch. So once again we do 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a box into the next box, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got 3 small boxes, and here we are now at the middle of our scarf, at the point. So this is a location where you have the 2 arches, so you need 2 arches there as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip a box into this box here, and straight away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we skip a box and into this box here. So this is the tip of our scarf. This is one side now with an extra big one here, and now we do the same thing on the other side. So we do our 3 small arches, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have that location again for the big arch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we skip what we need to skip there, so it's symmetrical, and then once again the small arches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and once again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then to finish we do a double crochet. You try and skip the first chain there, sort of in the top of what would have been the double crochet there. There we go, and that's the end of that round. So this way you have now created those arches again, which we did here as well, and now you're going to start repeating this sequence here. So around the arches, in the stitches, and making boxes. Once you've done the boxes, you start the arches again. Don't forget to do your mini arches. So the next row is 2 mini arches, the next row is just 1, and the next row you skip it. So I hope that with this tutorial you will be able to continue your Virus Shawl. Basically we are repeating the same thing again as I have just done in these 4 rows here, but your scarf will always grow because there is going to be this location on several locations along the side of your scarf as your scarf grows, and that makes it grow. Don't forget to do your 10 chains here, and when you finish you do your 7 chains and then your double crochet. So you have, I can't get it in the viewfinder now, you have your 2 arches on the side to make your scarf grow along the top edge, of course. But if it goes very much like this, then you are doing something wrong, and you might need a bigger hook, or you might just need to count your stitches, or make sure you do enough chains here to keep it all going straight. So good luck with your Virus Shawl. I am going to continue working on this one here. I am really liking it because of the way the color is changing as well. That's very unique for these whirls, and hopefully not in this tutorial because I have not got much time to work on this right now, but hopefully I will be showing you in another video the finished product, and I will also show you what it looks like sort of, you know, when it's nicely blocked, because I do think this will benefit from being blocked. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!